What's going on, everybody? It's the Bubble Direct here, coming at you with another episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last episode, we got one of the last 4 heart pieces in the game, and we completed dungeon, I believe it's dungeon 6? 2, 4, yep, dungeon 6. And in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to get 2 out of the last 3 heart pieces that we need, and we're going to get some items and things like that. We're gonna do a whole bunch. So the first thing we want to do, use the magic mirror right over there, so that way we have access to this first heart piece. Yes, already. Yay! Now we're gonna go ahead and get our flute, because we want to actually stay in the light world. So yeah, use our flute here, and we're going to go to warp number 7. I don't know if it's really a warp, but actually I don't even know what you actually call it, but I call it a warp just because. Haha! Come on, Link, swim. Swim like you mean it. And we're going to come over here, use our hammer, because it's magic, and use this warp to go to the Dark World. Now, you're going to need some rupees. You don't need a whole lot. I'd say a maximum of 300, and I say 300 because you don't know if you might screw up on what we're actually about to do. So what I'll do real quick is I'll show you guys very quickly where you can get a good amount of rupees. Now I obviously don't need them, but I figured I'd show it off to you guys anyway, just so that way in case you guys need them. Take some rupees, don't tell anyone I gave them to you. There you go, that's 300. There's even more rupees behind here that you can get. I'll go on ahead and come back here. Yep, there's 80 more rupees right here. And I only got them just so that way I can show you guys that they're there, because I obviously do not need them. But the reason why we want to be in the Dark World, because we're actually going to visit where Link's house is in the Light World. Link's house is right here in the Light World, but since it's a Dark World, it's something else. We actually talked to a guy and he said that there's a thing that can't be destroyed with normal bombs, so 100 rupees for 30 bombs. I also have a new super bomb in stock for only 100 rupees. Please buy it too, mister. Thank you very much. You can drop this bomb off anywhere and press A. So what we want to do is, just like the chest that we saw earlier, we don't want to use our Pegasus boots while we're in this, because then it'll activate the bomb and then we would have to go back and buy another one, and we don't want to do that. So yeah, let's go on ahead, use this magic hammer once more. I love this tempered sword. It does so much damage. Like those guys that, I think those are Dodongos or something like that. I don't know exactly what they are, but these things, they only take 3 swings with our sword now. That's so awesome. Now there's a crack on the tower, and that's the place that dude that we talked to about the hint was talking about, right here. Can't destroy it with normal bombs, but if you set this bad boy next to it, I was about to say, I'm like, that's the longest 3-second count I've ever seen in my life. Anyways, go up here, mysterious pond. Would you throw something in? Sure, let's throw in our arrows, our bow. Oh god, hello there, did you drop this? Jesus Christ, you're an honest person. I was about to say, I love you. I like you. I'll give you something important. These are the silver arrows. To give Ganon his last moment, you definitely need them. I know I don't quite have the figure of a fairy. Ganon's cool power is to blame. You must defeat Ganon. And boom, these are the silver arrows. You need them to defeat Ganon. Very much so. That is very true. But that's not it. Once again, there's 2 things that we can throw in here. And the other thing that we can throw in here is our sword. Yes. You might be thinking the tempered sword is the most powerful your sword gets. No. Your sword actually gets more powerful. Now it's gold. Your sword is stronger. You can feel its power throbbing in your hand, just like another thing that normally throbs in your hand. Pause if needed. Anyways, now our sword is actually the most powerful it can get. See? If you notice, now these guys take only 2 swings with our sword instead of 3. Yeah. Now we want to do, now that we're away from some enemies, use our flute right here. And then, let's go on ahead, get out the flute. Bitch. Kill everything. Now let's go to Warp 1, or Area 1, or whatever. I'm not worried about getting hurt, because I'm going to talk to that old man right here. Ow. I took a lot of damage in the span of like 5 seconds. Give me back my hearts, thank you, sir. So now we are going to go back up Death Mountain. We've been through this before. Time to do it again. Because we want to go to the first Dark World warp that we used in the game. Because there's one more item that we need to get. Yes, we are actually, you see how there's only one slot left in our item place? That's why. We're getting the last one. And it's not even found in the last dungeon, which I find kind of odd, because then that kind of makes me wonder what is in the last dungeon, what the dungeon item is in the last dungeon, you know what I mean? That bastard took away my only heart. Well, not my only heart, but took away the heart that I didn't want him to take. Gimme. Alright. So there's a ledge right here. And this is what we want to do. We need the hammer and the magic cape. So you need to at least have beaten the first dungeon. Now the problem I have with this is that I know in the Game Boy version when you get this particular item, I don't know if it happens for every single item, but I know that it gives you your magic back. You got the Cane of Burna. Yeah, that's it. If you swing it once, a ring of light will protect you. And that's the thing. What I find weird is in the Game Boy Advance version, the, what do you call it? In the Game Boy Advance version, it'll give you all of your magic back once you actually get the item. But in this version, it doesn't give you any magic back at all. So it's like, damn. So you practically have to use either a magic potion or, in my case, a cure-all potion. But that's okay. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and get out our magic mirror, because we're going to want to go back to the light world once again. Right over here. Yay! Then we want our hook shot. Oh yeah. That bitch didn't stand a chance. And here's yet another Dark World warp. This is a lot of warping between the Dark World and Light World in this episode. I believe this is the way we want to go. Yep. Because in here is a shop, which you would think, since this is on the way to the last dungeon, they'd sell like magic potions, because that's what you need. You need, like, I'd say probably one magic potion. I don't know, maybe two at most. But we only have one. But you would think they would sell magic potions, but they don't, which I find rather odd. Okay. So first thing we want to do is fall through this hole. This is sort of a puzzle. Oh wait. There we go. We want to go this way. I was like, I don't even think we can go that way. Sir, you're gonna have to get out of here. Fall down this hole. So this part isn't much of a puzzle. The puzzling part of this place is this room, because you don't know which hole to fall down, because there's three, but you want to fall down this one, because if we fall down this one, we get some magic, some rupees, and some bombs. Even though I really didn't, the only thing I needed out of any of that stuff was the magic, just so I could have the maximum amount of magic possible. Okay. Now, we're at the top. And we're going to use our gloves here to open this. And what you want to do is you want to get out your ether. Because there's a whole bunch of chests here, but all they have in them is rupees. And since, well, I don't need rupees. Might be thinking, Joey, there's a big gap between this platform and that platform. What do? We use ether, and it shows you the path. Just go on ahead and use it. There we go. It's pretty dope. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be using that strategy a few times in the last dungeon as well. I don't really know because I haven't been into it yet. But there's a whole bunch of bombable walls. And if you go into this one, there's a great fairy that can heal you. And then if you go into... Wait, I need to keep my bombs out. If you go in here, bomb this wall, there's going to be a fairy fountain. So since I have an empty bottle, might as well go ahead and fill it. Come on. Thank you. Thank you very much. You come out here, use your magic mirror, and there you go. There's another heart piece. Which is pretty freaking cool because now there's only one heart piece left in the entire game, and that is... Actually, I'm pretty sure that heart piece is actually inside of a dungeon, which is like the first time in the entire game that there's been a heart piece inside of a dungeon. Which I find kind of odd. But oh well. This is the entrance to the last dungeon. But we need to be able to get up there. How do you get up there, you say? Well, use your handy dandy magic mirror. And pick up the Titan's glove. Or not pick up the Titan's glove. Pick up the rock. Use your hammer, and you need to actually slam these down in a specific order. This order. And boom, there's another Dark World portal. And this is, I believe, the first time that we've actually used Quake in the entire game. Which means this is only the second time you've seen it. Once for the demonstration, and now. So that is going to end off this episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I know it's short, even for me. That actually, this is pretty short, only 12 minutes. But in the next episode, we are going to complete the 7th dungeon. But until then, I'm the Purple Director, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!